Hi, everybody. So it is week 7 of 9 weeks of online learning. I can't believe it, but we only have 2 weeks left after this week. I decided to do something a little bit different this week. I wanted to give you a little bit of a preview before we jump right in for today's lesson. So this week is Monday, May 11th until Friday, May 15th. And there are 4 big things that we as a class are going to accomplish. So the first thing, your PSA projects are due this week, right? You've been working on those hopefully over the weekend a little bit maybe. You started working on those last week and you've been working really hard. Those are due today, and we're going to do something with those that I'm going to talk a little bit about, not necessarily today, but more so on Wednesday. We're going to start exploring some YA literature. So that's how we're actually going to end our school year, is we are going to be looking at some young adult literature from lots of different perspectives and lots of different genres. And actually, we're going to be hearing from some of the other 8th grade teachers during that period of YA exploration. It's going to be pretty cool. So you won't just be hearing my voice for the last 2 weeks. We're going to be doing a gallery walk, which I'm going to be talking more about on Wednesday and a little bit today. And then number 4, which I know you guys are really excited about, this is our last week ever as 8th graders of iReady and No Red Ink. So today, when I have iReady and No Red Ink in the agenda, it will be the last week of that for your 8th grade career. Pretty exciting stuff. So today is Monday, May 11th. It is week 7, lesson 1. So our agenda, we're going to go over our what, why, and how together. You have some iReady to do, your last Monday of iReady. And then your PSA is due today. So our big what is that you are finishing your PSA projects and submitting them in Google Classroom. You are going to see in Google Classroom that there is going to be it'll be set up so that you can click add an attachment, and let's say you have a video and you want to submit a link, or you have a document that you want to bring in from your drive and you want to link that in. There is a way that you will be able to do that, and if you have questions, you can totally ask me about that. So why are we doing this? Why are you submitting a PSA? You are doing this in order to demonstrate your understanding of public service announcements, right? We read about them. We talked about different types of them. We talked about sort of why they are a thing. So you're going to show your understanding of them, your understanding of effectively using ethos, pathos, and logos, and then your understanding of strong claims and supportive details, right? Strong claims and strong evidence. And how you're going to do this is by submitting a bomb project that has met the criteria laid out by the planning document and the rubric. So you have some iReady time right now. So go ahead and get rolling on that. PSA work time. Here we go. So here are my tips for you all. Use the time that is given to you. Don't just look at today's schedule and say, oh, we have time to work on our PSA. I'm pretty much feeling like done with my PSA, so I'm just going to do whatever I want. No, there are lots of different things that you can do during this time that is given to you. You can grade your work with the rubric, right? You can look at the rubric and say, oh, this is the grade I would have given myself. You can ask a friend to give you some feedback. You can ask me to give you some feedback. You can ask a family member to give you some feedback, right? Ask them, is my PSA actually effective in the way that I want it to be, right? Let's say my PSA is wanting people to, what was my one for my example? Oh, do their online homework, right? Was my PSA effective in making you want to do your homework for digital distance learning? Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. That's something good to ask. Finally, if you have questions, email me. I am your best friend today before this final is due. This is a summative assessment of your understanding of these things. And I want you to do well, right? Of course, I mean, I always want you to do well, regardless if it's a summative or not, but I want you to do well. This is your last big thing for the entire year. And this is something that, I want to make sure you guys do well on, and I want to make sure you get a good grade on. So if you are emailing me though, my big, oh, please, my big request of you, do not wait until the last minute to email me. Okay, so today's Monday. I should not be getting emails tonight at 11 p.m. with you asking me is my topic good for my PSA? No, that was a conversation to have a week ago, right? If you're emailing me throughout the day today on Monday, I will be available for you. I will be available to look over things and give you feedback and all that kind of stuff. But please think about when you're emailing me, right? Don't be emailing me at the very last minute. It's the same as if it were in class, right? You've now had 4 days that I've given you class time to work on this, so you shouldn't be emailing me last minute. Okay, so I just want to show you one quick thing. Oh, look at that best of piano pop hits right there. In Google Classroom, okay, I'm just going to pick a random, let's do, oh, now I'm floating up here. Hi. Now there's 2 of me. What? Guys, I don't know what's happening. It's so chilly in here. Okay. So what is going on? Why are there so many of me? Okay. So let's say, for example, I choose this random day, which is today. Or not today. This is a different day. So if I want to turn something in, right? I know, my friend. Why can't I click on these? Something's happening. Whatever. When you go in to submit, right? When you go in to turn something in. Oh, it's because that's not something you turn in. Ha, 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 ha. Guys, I'm having a hard time. Is this something you turn in? Your planning document. That was this one. Okay, let's make this work. So let's say I click on my assignment, okay? And I know my friend Angelina won't mind if I use hers. So I click on Angelina's. And what she can do, where you see over on the right, it says files. She can upload another file in here for me to use for her project. Okay. So let's say she has a link to a video or she has something else. She can stick it in there. Let's say Angelina has decided that she's going to use the template that was provided on Friday. All she needs to do then is submit it on Friday, and I will know that that's what she's using. I will make it so that you guys can attach on today's lesson. And if you are having problems, I will make a how-to video on that. But I think you guys will be okay, either by submitting your template or by submitting a link or by submitting any of those other things that you did once you get to that point, right? So if you had a Prezi or something like that and we already talked about it, that means that you probably emailed me a link. If you didn't email me a link, then you don't have to worry about it. Okay? Does that make sense? If you have questions, remember to email me.